Good morning. Welcome to the MOJO Day Trading Swing Trades Alert newsletter. This is Pro Trader Mike. It's Wednesday, February 6, 2013. It's the Wednesday edition. It's the video newsletter. And hope you all enjoy it. Thanks for signing up. And for everybody in the free trial, hope you like it and you stick with it. We had some great trading in the last issue you received. And I'm going to give you an update and go through everything. First, to start off, what an amazing month, everybody. We hit the jackpot with the marijuana stocks. Medical marijuana, symbol MJNA. We started buying it at 14 cents per share and continued buying, scaling all the way up into the 20s, into the 30 cents, and we started selling it at 40 cents per share. It was an amazing score. Made $40,000 trading hemp and MGNA. So that was half the story, was MGNA. Hemp was the other one. We started buying it 4 days ago at 0.025 per share and sold that as high as 0.075. It surged today to as high as 14 cents, a 460% move from the original buy in 3 days. Some of the Mojo traders made some really large profits. Here's one of the testimonials I got from one of them on StockTwits. Pacific Destiny: Mike, thanks so much. I made over $10,000 on the MGNA trade. Your techniques paid off big time, and thank you, Pacific Destiny, for the compliments there and the great job on the profits. Update on the current swing trades. In the first issue, I picked buy long of NTLS, and I still actually have that because I only bought a little bit of the stock. If you traded it, you followed it, the exact buy and sell entries specified below, you did good on the trade. If you didn't follow the exact entries on the stock, it was volatile that day because it didn't have a lot of volume. It did move above and below the $13 mark pretty quickly. It's important to have your orders in when trading with me beforehand. Buying and selling the same. So when you're doing the buys, you have the buys in at specific prices. When you're selling, you have the sells in at specific prices. So when the stock reaches those prices, you get executed easily instead of scrambling to get out and trying to get the best price. The NTLS was testing a 13. It was a magic number play. We bought it to move in one direction at 12.93. The first entry was 12.85 to 90. Second was 12.90 to 5. Third was 12.95 to 13. It blasted through 13. It went to 05. It went to 13.15, and it went to 13.20. So if you scaled out there 1, 2, and 3, you did good. And here's a great January with 15,708 in profits from Kerex, AEZS, ALNY, GNBT, and now it's the first week of February, and incredibly 42,137 in profits. Look at the trades. MGNA 14 cents, sold at 33, made 7 grand. MGNA at 16, sold 33, made 5. MGNA again down here, bought it at 25, made 4,600. MGNA bought it right here again at 26, made 26, sold it at 42, made 3 grand. Then I bought hemp at 027, sold it at 062, made 6,400. Hemp at 035, sold it at 075, made 5,700. That's 5,000, 8,000, 14, 20, 27, 32, 39, $40,000 trading those stocks in that trade. Thank you. It's going to make the entire year. You hit 1 or 2 or 3 of those during the year. It's incredible. And we're going to get back into that because MGNA went as high as 50 cents. Today it's back down under 30, so we're going to rebuy that back down where we bought it at 25.26. So get ready. I'll give you the signals on that. EVC, we're doing an earnings play for March 7th. I already bought 2,632 shares at $1.90. I'm putting approximately $8,000 into the stock, and I'm buying a total of 4,000 shares. So I have a total of 1,368 shares to go. I bought 2,632 at entry number 1 at $1.90. I'm going to buy entry 2 at either $1.75 to average at $1.83, or I'll buy it at $1.95 to confirm the up going through 2. So my stop loss is around $1.70. It touched $1.78 today for a brief second. It touched 80, went under just for a tad, went right back up, right back to 90. So it shot right back up. These stocks, they don't have tremendous volume, so you must have mental stops in place. Let me tell you. If you buy any stock at any price and you put an actual stop in 10 cents lower, it's in the order book. All the market makers are going to see that in the order book. They're going to drop the market maker. They're going to drop the bid, drop that stock, so it executes at your stop price. Your stock gets taken, goes right back up. So the rule, Pro Trader Mike only uses mental stops. I'm trading stocks that are going to be very liquid. And we're buying very little shares. And my following is, according to what I'm doing, no problem that we can get out. So follow the rules. Don't put in a mental stop. I mean, a real stop, you're going to get taken out. Use it as mental stops. And here's the chart on the Ken Slim chart from MarketSmith on Entravision. I like the company. I like the growth of it. And I think it's going to be a good play. The earnings are coming out on 3.7. It's gone a loss of 2 cents, a loss of 4 cents. Then they made 2 cents. Then they made 8 cents. They're estimating for 2012 16 cents. So they've already done a loss of 4, a 2, and an 8. So they've done 10, and loss 4 is 6 cents. They're going to do 10 cents next quarter versus a loss of 2 is a tremendous increase. A tremendous. And if they do 60 million, which is they've done 50, then they did 54, then they did 58. They should do 60 versus the 50. This thing should do really well in the earnings and go through that 221, and we should have a really nice winner. LCI for a breakout of that 679 for a move to 7. Well, it sure happened today, and we sold the shares at 715 for an 8.33% ROI and a profit. I made a $416.16. Here was the Ken Slim chart. I picked on it. Looked very, very good. Earnings are coming out on 2/7, so they're coming out like tomorrow. We may look to get back in this thing. I think here's what's going to happen with the earnings. They're estimating 18 cents per share, and they've done, that's for 13. That's for next year, and 14. They already got us, but they've done 2 cents, 6 cents, 5 cents, and 7. So next quarter they should do 8 versus that 2. Really high increase. They did 27 million, 30 million, 35 million, and 35. So if they do 35 to 40 million versus that 27, it's a big increase. This thing could continue to go up. So the people that only sold half, that got that signal, you still have half. Everybody else that I'm with, I sold. I may look to get back in. I'll give you an update and a text alert. And those text alerts are coming out soon, so I'll send everybody an email to sign up for the text alerts, so you get text alert updates throughout the day as well when anything happens with the swing trades. Here's the new picks for this week. Wednesday's trades for tomorrow. I'm starting out like this, my 2 favorites. It's going to go in order from my most favorite to my least. My top 2 picks, TZA and FZA. TZA is the Drexon Daily Small Cap Bear shares 3 times. And as the market goes up, this goes down. It's kind of like a UVXY, but it's not as volatile. And it's right now at 1089. The bottom, I marked it right here, is 1070. So there's little risk here to play this straight up with a little market correction. TZA is playing first to 1143 and then to 1229. There's the 1143. There's the 1229 test, both of those marks. So I think we got a little bit of risk on the downside and some nice upside with a normal market correction. The next one is this financial bears, FAZ. It's currently at 1211. The bottom right there is 12. So there's little risk to play this straight up with a little market correction. JP Morgan and many financials have been flying high with the rally, and some issues have already started to turn. If you take a look at the stock MCO, which is Moody's Credit Services, you'll see exactly what I mean. TZA playing from 1143 first to 1229. and that's the play. And right now it's at 1089. So you take a look at MCO, you ain't gonna believe it. I'll show. Here's the chart on MCO, Moody's Credit Corp. Right here, 55, tank down, financial leading. Look at that. Think we're a little bit, that's like the lag. Everything else is going to come down. So I think we got a nice little play in that financial sector. Here's my third pick. Fortuna Silver Mines. Look at that spike right there in the volume. Look at the spike right there in the volume. This year they're estimating 30 cents per share and 45 cents per share. Some decent earnings growth. They did a penny, 9 cents, 5 cents. It's got some good growth, 30% increases, 100. It's a decent little company. Playing it for a move up through 6 and 578. Fortuna Silver Mines. Stock's got some hefty volume, and it should tap through that 471 right there and head to magic number 5. The earnings are due on 3/23. It says it right there. It's got some very nice quarterly earnings growth, 30%, 85, 58, 35, so it's decent. It's got some decent estimates for next year, 100% and 50%. The float's decent, good ownership, 125 million. It's high but not too high. The funds own 39% of it, so that's the Ken Slim chart. I'm buying $5,000 worth of it in two pieces. It currently closed at 471. I'm buying long 470 to 473, entry number 1. That's 500 shares, and then I'm buying entry number 2, the other 500, either at 460, 10 cents lower, or 480 as it confirms through, playing it through magic number 5. Either way, we have a winner. Keep in tune for updates, and remember, use a mental stop loss only on 1,000 shares of a 470 stock. I can risk $200, give or take a little, which brings me in this stock to $4.50, and there's no way it's going there, so we got a winner. Target 550 to 6, testing the high, and so close to magic number 5. That's the play. Fortuna Silver Mines on the New York Stock Exchange. There's the chart on it right here. Big, huge volume bar. Going to look for it to break through this line right here and target up through 5. Could go to target of $5.50 to $6 and test that high. So let's look to see that. Magic number 5 break. Here's my next one. ANFI, my 4-number pick. Amira Natural Foods. I traded this stock the day it came out as an IPO at $10 per share. Right there. Okay, it's got some great earnings growth. 68 cents this year, $1.03 next year, growing at 100%. Small float, 35 million. Funds own it, nice. Earnings per share rating of 80. Group rating, relative strength only of a C. That's because it's down now. And it's only got room to go up from here. It's done a double bottom right here. Only thing about it, it's not crazy volume, so we can't buy a lot of it, but we'll play this thing for a move back up through $8, and I'll show you right here. After I traded as an IPO, it went down every day, and due to my scaling techniques, I was able to make money in the trade. Now the stock's formed a bullish double bottom formation, and the risk reward is in our favor. It's currently at $6.43. The downside is testing 632 and then 625 right here. Here's the downside, 632, and this bar down here is 625. It's currently at 643. I'm looking for it to make a test move up to here, the top of this bar, which is 705, magic number 7. So the risk reward, it brings us, give or take a little bit. I could risk $200, which brings me to 640. From 640 to 620, and ain't no way it's going to go to 620. So I think we got a real winner. Target test at 705 high. So close to magic number 7. I really like the stock. ANFI, Amira Natural Foods. And here's everything about my Ken Slim. Okay? To introduce everybody to my swing trading style, you got to break down into the swing trade, into the time frames. There's 2 time frames when holding swing trades. The first one is from 1 day to a week, like we did with MGNA. The second one is from like a week to a year, which are these Ken Slim stocks. We trade them for these quarterly earnings reports. Okay? I'll explain. The first holding time period of 1 week to 1 month, I mainly focus on stocks from a technical and momentum standpoint, looking at the charts, looking to see where it's come from, where it's going in a pattern scenario, patterns that repeat themselves. I don't look at fundamentals and news, but mainly take advantage of chart setups like 52-week high breakouts, 52-week low bottom bouncers, base breakouts, cup and handle formations, head and shoulder formations. There's so many of them. The second holding time frame is from 1 month to 1 year. I mainly focus on stocks that fit that Ken Slim formula of stock picking, along with some of my own advanced proprietary studies that enables me to pick winners like you've never seen before. I've personally witnessed wealth created by owning some of the biggest winners of all time. Recently, Apple, in the last couple of years, Amazon, LinkedIn, Priceline, Google, in the past 10 years, Cisco, Oracle, Intel, Applied Materials, Lam Research, Integrated Device Technologies, all these stocks that have 1 billion shares in the float. They started out with 40 million. They went from $30 a share to 100 and split back down to 50. Ran from 50 to 150, split to 75. Ran from 75 to 200, split back to 100. Stayed at 100, split to 50. Split from 50 to 25, and it split 4 or 5 times. And that's pretty much the gist of holding these things through quarterly earnings until they break a quarterly pattern, and you can witness something going through 4 or 5 stock splits for you and create some tremendous wealth, like has happened in all these stocks for people that have held them for a couple of years in their biggest growth state. So what is Ken Slim? Ken Slim is a growth stock investment strategy formulated from the study of the best 500 performing stock market winners of all time, dating back to 1953 in William O'Neill's book, How to Make Money in Stocks, A Winning System in Good and Bad Times. It's already his 3rd edition. It's been the #1 selling book on Wall Street for pretty much ever. He is the editor of the Investor's Business Daily, and this involves the strategy of both technical and fundamental analysis. And what he did was he looked at every winning stock in the history of time that went from 10 to over 100 a share and saw that they had 7 similar characteristics. And he applied this acronym, Ken Slim, to each one of the characteristics. Okay? And you can read all about this in the newsletter. And basically the 7 parts breaks down like this. The C stands for current earnings per share. You want to I look at the last 4 consecutive quarterly earnings reports. That's why I go back for 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus 1 each quarter, seeing that each quarterly report is up 50% or more from the last quarterly report without breaking the pattern. So it goes 2 cents, 5 cents, 10 cents, 18 cents. Well, what do you think the next one's going to be? And they're estimating 100% growth for next year. It's going to be 30 cents. The next one's going to be 50 cents. And then go to $1. And this thing's going to be a 50-point winner, and it's going to split 4 times. That's what happens. And we hold them through each one of these quarterly earnings reports as long as the stock continues the consecutive trend without ever breaking the pattern. As soon as they go 2, 4, 8, 12, 15, and drop back down to 12 instead of going to 20, out of it, done. Annual earnings stands for A. It should be up, he says 25. I look, same thing, 4 consecutive quarters of 50 to 100% without a break in the pattern. N stands for a new product or service. All these stocks in their high hiatus have been at new highs. They've had a new product, a hot service that everything's been in demand for. And that's what we look for. S is supply and demand, shares outstanding. All these companies have had over 10 million shares in the float and outstanding, less than 100 million, and they've all gone and split 4 or 5 times, and those have been the biggest winners. L stands for leader or laggard. There's the top 50 industry groups, and every stock is within industry. You have to be a leader within your industry, have a high relative strength and a high earnings per share ranking with the other stocks within the industry. You got to be a leader. You don't want to be the lagger within the group. You want to go with the leader in the group. I stands for institutional sponsorship. All these stocks have been owned by mutual funds and banks when they've made their big moves, so they got to be owned by some institutional sponsorship. And M stands for market momentum and market indexes. If you're buying banks and banks are in favor, great. If you're buying banks and banks aren't in favor, it's not great. So you want to look for industry groups in the top 50 that are hot now, in the top 10. Buy stocks that are in the top 10 industry groups. Those are the ones in favor. Those are the ones that all the money managers and everybody's looking for. And that's the Ken Slim formula. And when you apply that with your own strategies and so forth and pick stocks, they work out pretty well. So listen, everybody, that's the video newsletter for today, Wednesday. Thanks for reading. Good luck trading. So I want to let you know about two other services that I offer before we end. One is my trading room. The trading room, I call out 3 to 5 day trades every single day to the room. I buy 1,000 shares pretty much of every single stock, and I have right now about a 95% accuracy rating in the day trading room. So those picks go out all day long. Those people who are in the day trading room pay $99 a month. They get the swing trade newsletter as a bonus as well. So it's a $148 value that they're getting for their $99 a month subscription. I'm doing it for a limited time. Thank you very, very much. My other service is private coaching. A lot of the people in my trade room have been privately coached by me, where I do desktop screen shares and I show my Dash Trader platform live as I trade during the day. I do an audio commentary in my coaching room with you, talking you through the trades. We trade simultaneously together. When I press the button, you press the button. When I'm trading making money, you're trading making money. And most of my traders and people that I teach that are in my classes, they earn while they learn, and most of them make between $5,000 or $10,000 and I have a bunch of testimonials there of people that I've coached that have done that. So if you're interested in coaching, send me an email. I'll speak to you about the cost of that. And again, thanks again. It's Pro Trader Mike from MOJO Day Trading. This is the end of the Swing Trade newsletter. There's the disclaimer, and you all have a great day. Visit me on Facebook. I have a new Facebook page, MOJO Day Trading. You can click that and go there. Like me on Twitter, please, and you all have a great day, and thanks again.